My name is Anjali Sheel and I'm an educator at Re-Level by Unacademy. I'm currently working with Microsoft as their STE2 and I have 5+ years of experience in software development. Our today's topic is network layer. So I'll be mirroring my screen and then we will be starting. So our topic is network layer. You must be aware about the different layers of your OSI reference model. Right? So if we talk about network layer, so this is going to be a third layer in your OSI reference model. So we can say third layer in OSI reference model. Now you know how this layer is actually going to be helpful. So we have to send a packet from source to your destination. So how you are able to do that? You can do it with the help of network layer. How can you actually see it? So let us say this is your source and this is your destination. If you want to send across some of your packets, you can do it via network layer. All right. Also, you need to understand one more thing here, that this network layer is also going to be controlling the operation of the subnet, like how the subnet is actually going to be operating. So all that is also going to be taken care here. Now you know how it, like I'm mentioning that you are going to be sending your packages from your source to your destination. So how it is actually going to be working out. So it is going to be routing the signal through your different channels, and that is how it is going to be acting as a network controller at the same time. So you need to see that how it is actually happening by routing the routing the signal through your different channels, and based upon that it is going to be understanding that this is your at that particular time it is going to be acting as your network controller, and with the help of that it is going to be sending the packages from your source to your destination. Now when we are going to be discussing about your network layer, before that, if you remember, we have covered your data link layer. So what your data link layer does, that one is actually going to be responsible for your delivery of the packets from your two systems on the same network. So that is what your data link layer is going to be doing. So you should be actually knowing what the difference is going to be there between the two. So when we have data link layer, so what it will do, it is actually going to be ensuring that your two systems are actually getting your packets are actually getting delivered between two systems on the same network. So we can say we can actually say that packets getting delivered between two systems on the same network. All right. Now, if we are going to be talking about your network layer, so what your network layer does, it ensures that whatever packet you are sending in, so that packet is getting from its point of origin to your final destination. So this is what your data link layer does, that your networks are getting between one system to the another one on your same network. And when we are going to be talking about your network layer, so network layer is going to be ensuring that packets getting delivered like this actually ensures packet delivery from your source to destination. All right, so that is how these two layers are going to be different from each other. Now if we are going to be talking about your network layer, so what and all it does apart from the end-to-end delivery, so it is also going to be dividing your outgoing messages into packets, and then when it is going to be getting delivered, it is going to be assembling all your incoming packets into the messages for your higher levels. So basically what it is going to do, let us say this is your entire message. So what it will do, it will break down into smaller packets. All right, so that is how it is going to be there. And when these packets are going to get when these packets are actually going to be reaching your higher level, so it is also going to be assembling all of those. Also, if you remember, we have something like broadcast. So what we happen in the broadcast, if we send something at a point, it gets delivered to each and everyone whosoever is there in that broadcast. All right, so when we are going to be talking about your broadcast network, so in that particular one, your routing problem is actually simple. So in such a case, your network layer is actually going to be thin, or we can say it is not even going to be existing. So that is how your network layer is actually going to be playing a role there. Now, when we are going to be talking about your two systems which are going to be connected on their same link, then in such a case, we do not require any network layer. Remember, if both are actually there on the same link, in such a case, we do not require any network layer. But if two systems who are actually attached to the different network, in such a case, we need network layer, and in that particular time, your network layer is going to be ensuring that your packets are getting delivered from your source to your destination. Always remember, if it is there on the same link, you do not require a network layer. But if it is going to be there on your different links, in such a case, we are going to be requiring a network layer. Now I'll be quickly showing you how can we actually see how the data is actually getting passed. So let us say we are having some data. All right, now this particular one is going to be there, like here we will be having our network layer. And now in this particular one, let us say you have your packet. So when you have your packet, so in that particular one, we will be having some of your header. Along with that, we will be having some of your data. So from where it is actually going to be coming? So it is going to be coming from your transport layer. And after that, what your data link layer is actually going to do? It is actually going to be ensuring that it is getting delivered between two systems on the same network. So we can say to data link layer. So that is how it is actually going to be there. Now if we will have to see how it is actually moving, so for that moving part, like this entirely is going to be there. When we are going to be considering your moving part, so what actually happens when you send your data from your data link layer, in such a case, we are not going to be passing your header to the transport layer. Only your data is actually going to be passed. So let me just draw it here. So this is how it is actually going to be there. We do not pass your headers. Headers, we just keep it with ourselves. Now, if we have to talk about what and all responsibilities are going to be there for your network layer. So the first one, which I told you, that whatever your larger packet is going to be there, it is going to be breaking it into smaller parts. So responsibilities of network layer. So what it does, breaks bigger packet into smaller packets, or we can say bigger message into smaller packets. Now, what is the another thing which your network layer is actually going to be doing? So it is going to be providing a network layer flow where you are actually going to be seeing if your errors are going to be there. So it is actually going to be providing these services. So what and all connection services it is actually going to be offering. So whenever we talk about connection services, so that is like when you are building a connection between your source to destination. At that particular time, we are going to be offering some of the services, and all those services are going to be there, like your network layer flow control. If you are going to be there on your network layer, how the data is going to be flowing. So it is going to be like network layer flow control. But another responsibility is going to be there when your data is actually there on your network layer, there may be some of the errors. So this one is going to be providing the service of network layer error control as well. So network layer error control. All right, apart from that, if like I'm actually saying that we are breaking our packet, and then we are like we have a bigger packet, but we are breaking it into smaller parts, and that is getting delivered. So what this one is going to be ensuring that it is coming in the correct sequence. So we can say packet sequence control. All right. Now, apart from that, what is the next thing which we are going to be having? So we will be having some of your logical address. So how it is actually going to be implemented? So that one is going to be implemented by your data link layer, and what and all it actually does, it handles the problem of addressing them locally. So that and all part your network layer is going to be taking care of that. And I actually showed you just now here in the terms of your header and all. So what we do in your network layer, we actually add a header. And why that header is actually going to be there, so whatever data you are sending, with the help of your header, it is going to get some additional information attached to it. So this header is actually going to be added by your network layer to your packet which is coming from your upper layer, and it is also going to be including the logical addresses of your sender and receiver. So what and all it is actually going to be adding, so we can say it adds header to your packet. Apart from that, it will be adding logical addresses of sender and receiver. All right. And what is another thing which you will actually have to ensure here, that in this, when we will be routing, so at that particular time you are going to be actually having the independent networks, and those independent networks or links are going to be connected together, and when we are going to be connecting all of them together, they are going to be creating a large network. So what is actually going to happen in such a case, so those ones are going to be actually going to be sending the larger packets to the final destination, and that is what is the major function of your network layer, that if we are connecting the multiple ones, so it has to act like one larger one, and that is going to be actually addressed by your network layer. Now the next one which we will be learning here is going to be services provided by network layer. So when we are going to be talking about your network layer, so obviously it is going to be offering some of their services. So what is the first service? That whenever you are going to be sending your packet, so it is going to be ensuring that it is getting reached to its destination. So we can say the first service which is provided by your network layer is ensuring delivery of packets. All right. Now what is going to be the next service which your network layer is going to be offering? So whenever you are sending the packets, at that particular time there is going to be some bounded delay, and that bounded delay is actually ensured by it. So what we can say, this is some of your another service which is provided by your network layer, and it guarantees that whatever packet you are going to be sending, that will get delivered with a specified host to host delay bound. So we can say ensures host to host delay bounds. All right. Now apart from that, like I'm mentioning, so since you are going to be sending it into different parts, so it is also going to be ensuring the sequence for the same. So we can say ensures sequence of the delivered packets. All right. Now after that, since we are here providing even the, since here we are going to be sending our data, so here it has to be ensured that whatever packets you are delivering, whatever packets you are sending by using the network layer, so it also has to ensure that you are providing a secure connection. So it ensures a secure connection, So if it is going to be secure, then only you will be willing to send your data. Otherwise, why people will be using it if your data is not going to be secure there? All right. Now the next one which we have is advantages of network layer services. So we will have to see what and all advantages do we have here. So advantages of network layer services. All right. So in this particular one, I'm actually going to be telling you what and all the advantages for the same. So whenever you are going to be sending your data, So in such a case, there are chances of getting failures as well. So this one ensures that whenever you're going to be sending your data in the form of packets, so your data is not going to get lost there. So that one it is going to be ensuring. So we can say the first advantage is actually your packetization. So because packetization is only going to be ensuring that it is getting delivered in a